Frick me, man. What's going on, guys? Hope we're all doing well. As per usual, welcome back to the show here at Esports Talk. You know, TSM owner Reggie has been providing a lot of content here and a lot of great discussions. For better or for worse, he has become, well, he has been a villain for some time, especially on social media. But the last couple of weeks, we went from the Vulcan minimum wage or league minimum tweet and him being fined $5,000 to him losing to Evil Geniuses, and in that loss kind of complimenting 100 Thieves and how much better 100 T is than Evil Geniuses. And now we take off against Team Liquid in one of the, honestly guys, I think we're witnessing history here. One of the better back and forths between two CEOs slash owners, we'll get into that in a second here, that I've ever seen, especially when it comes time for top organizations like TSM and Team Liquid, like Reginald and Steve, a co-CEO over at Liquid. It got heated pretty fast following TSM, a pretty, a game that should have been won early on in their series for the mid-season showdown. It was TSM losing that game and Liquid Steve then taking to Twitter, as he simply ats Reginald saying, "You okay?" And Reggie hits back with likely the best tweet we've seen from him in a long time, saying, "Yeah, I still own my company." Right away, Steve kind of caving on this one, saying, "Someone call me an ambulance." And that right there was a swing and a direct freaking hit right to the chest of Steve. Everyone saw it. I think even the haters of Reggie out there in TSM can realize that was a pretty good counter, right? You just lost a game, nonetheless, but still, and you eventually go on to lose the series. That will come back to play in a second here, but when it comes time for taking a loss and then hitting back like that, that was a pretty good swing. A lot of the owners out there in esports and gaming have divulged their own interest because they take on investors, and what do those investors want? They want a percentage. That percentage has to be taken away from the big guns like Steve. I don't know the details of exactly how much he has sold or how much he has left, but Reggie pointing out that he still owns TSM. I don't know whether that's a majority share or how much of it he does, but that was a pretty solid swing. Even Steve can admit that. Steve does not take long to sulk over this one because shortly after, by the way, the entire time this goes on Twitter, their series is still going on as well, which makes it all the better. I wish somehow there was a relay to the players saying, "Yo, your owners are going at it. You really need to clutch this up." But Steve did not waste much time to fire back, as shortly after he goes, "TSM, also known as Tossed 6 Million, is a North American investment firm often known for their innovative investment strategy of burning up money and failing to return any meaningful results," which I believe is a possible copy pasta out there, but nonetheless, Steve copy and pasting it. He might as well be saying it himself, to which later on it's actually Reggie responding, "True, it's almost as much as you sold your company for." Okay, so now we're getting to the numbers business, all right? 6 million for Sword Art, 6 million for Team Liquid, or maybe the ownership shares that Steve did give up. We don't know those details, can't say too much of it, but Reggie kind of double dipping on his joke, which was great the first time. And then when Steve kind of took to his main Twitter, not just a reply, not just a message back and forth, an actual tweet like this, to reuse the joke, Reggie could have done better, but man, that is something to say on the timeline, especially if you are a TSM investor or a partner out there, to say those things as a CEO of Team Liquid. It's pretty crazy that we're talking about this. Now, eventually, Team Liquid would go on to win that series, that showdown, almost a 3-0, but TSM did avoid the first ever 3-0 that would ever be between these two teams in a best of 5 as well. But Team Liquid, evidently, they do go on to win that as well. Still very enjoyable to watch. I will admit, for my own personal enjoyment, the banter between these two made the series all the more fun to watch as well. You guys can have your own thoughts on that. But when we have these owners and these CEOs going back and forth, especially a guy like Reggie, who is so polarizing, has said some pretty crazy things, had a decent shot at Steve, and then for Steve to fire back with that, I mean, this is something. Clearly, these LCS owners and esports owners in general, there's definitely some bad blood from time to time. So what do you guys think? If you had to choose a side, who won this one? At the end of the day, if Reggie still owns TSM, maybe he's the ultimate winner when it comes time for the Twitter game. I don't know if he's a winner here. What do you guys think? It's pretty crazy. I would love to see some other boys get involved in this, and we can have like a multiple team owner just going back and forth. Sorry, I had too many seltzers last night, so the brain's not really firing all cylinders. What do you guys think? Until next time, you know what to do, all right? Drink some wa, drink some ka, freshen up a little bit. I'll catch you guys back here all week long. We got some crazy things to talk about. Until then, take care of yourself. I'll see you back here sometime soon.